Hi everyone. Today my topic is move to emotion. First of all, I'm telling you about the story in Mongolia. After the camel had a cube, the mother camel was not milking her baby. No matter how hard people tried, it was useless. Later on, an old grandmother began playing the country's traditional instruments. A little bit later, tears began to break out in the eyes of her mother camel. And then the camel approached the cube and began to milk it. It stimulated the emotion of the mother camel. That's why it was moved into action. Just as a small match fire catches fire, emotions plays a role by creating a powerful move for human beings to do something. For example, anger strikes beyond obstacles, and fear and anxiety signal us to be dangerous. Disgust caused us to stand back from rotten and corrupt things. Compassion caused others to respond to suffering. Feelings of sadness bring the people closer. And emotions such as shame and guilt awaken poor pointers. Now, let me tell you a story about my father. Of course, he already went to the heavenly kingdom 2 years ago. When he was living in the world, he once smoked cigarettes from youth to over 60 years old. One day, he went to buy a cigarette, and at the time, the owner of the cigarette house said to my father something was a little dismissive. So he became very angry. And then immediately he quit smoking based on anger. In fact, the great people of history are those who have the ability to govern people's emotion well and dramatized their emotions. In the Psychology of the French Revolution, written by Gustave Le Bon, it said the beginning of the revolution begins in theory, but emphasized that the revolution must be delivered as an emotional issue in order to succeed. In the end, a person who does not understand the problem of emotion is simply saying that it is difficult to succeed in their life. Frankly, the distance between the head and the chest is only within 30 centimeters in our body. But in fact, we must know that this distance may be as far as the length from heaven to earth. Let me tell you about some example. In my counseling session, the client said to me that forgiveness should be done by brain. But forgiveness is not good with their heart. It can always be a good example of the need to make good use of the functions of emotions. It said to us that always have to start with the emotions in order to elicit action. To understand and use the function of the emotions, we should value the other person as praise them with consideration and seek encouragement and recognition. If you want others to do something for you, you try to move the emotion of their first. Nothing that ignores emotions actually happens. This is because emotions have the ability to trigger actions. Thank you. See you next time.